Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Madam Speaker, if you look up and see the date today, it's 19th of May. And 15 years ago, year 2000, if some of you who are sitting on the opposite side, you know, there was a coup and a very shameful thing happened in this country. And the opposition, there are some sitting here today, still witnessing the painful event. Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, I rise to ask question 113, 2015, under my name. I can look anywhere I want, Honourable Member. To the Minister of Local Government, Housing, Environment, Infrastructure and Transport. Can the Minister inform the House why the business people who are interested in constructing high-rise buildings within the vicinity of Suva City have to wait so long for approval? Thank you.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Minister for Local Government, Housing, Environment, Infrastructure and Transport.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll just straight go on to the answer rather than all this controversial. Madam Speaker, the approval process is influenced by what is proposed in terms of drawings or design.
Please carry on. If I will not be able to hear the answer to the question because of all the interjections, I might just stop the answer. It looks as if you don't want to listen to the answer. Please.
Madam Speaker, the approval process is influenced by what is proposed in terms of drawings and design. There are times when the process takes long, when proposals are beyond the requirements, limits, and the development provisions of the site. If the building drawings are within the limits of what is permitted, then the application is straightforward and application is approved within the 20 working days. Madam Speaker, I would also like to inform that now I have directed Suva City Council to review the provisions relating to building heights and the development testimony. Madam Speaker, with that, let me also inform the House that now we have a subcommittee that consists of all the stakeholders. So every fortnightly, they sit and they discuss on all the applications. I would like to request if there is any application that any member has got an issue with, they can always contact me. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary question, the Honourable William Ngawaka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, across the community, we are told that there are lots of projects that have been approved, but if you speak with business people, they say there's very little happening on the ground, Madam Speaker. I know from my experience with in tourism, is that town and county planning people who are always under a lot of pressure, there's a lot of backlog with them. I just wonder if they have been empowered with better capacity, with more people, to turn things around more quickly, because it's an old age problem, Madam Speaker, the planners at town and county planning.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
I very much agree with the Honourable Member. But when Benny Marama government came in, we have strengthened the resources and we have also got manpower in place now. And I can assure that the timeline that I've mentioned in this Honourable will be adhered to. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now give the floor to the Honourable Nico Noikula.
Madam Speaker, we did not come to this House to undertake. You lodge your application within a certain time, 20 days, you'll do it. That was made by the Minister. Why the change? That was made without any condition. It was announced here. It is also announced to the whole public, to the whole of Fiji. So why the change now?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Can you repeat his question?
Please, can you clarify your question?
Why are you changing the timelines?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yes. This is just to fast-track the process, and also now we're having a lot of overseas developers. Madam Speaker, we have reduced the process timeline now.
So how many days?
I've already mentioned that in this House,
Point of
Honorable
order.
Madam
On a
Speaker.
point of order. This House is a lot better when Honourable Member Nawai Kula was not here. In fact, Madam Speaker, because he wants to be, I think, the Speaker. He wants to be the Speaker, and my point of order is he continuously interrupts answers when they are being made. And he then has the audacity, Madam Speaker, to tell the member when he's speaking, say, you can continue. Madam Speaker, that is the point, and he needs to actually keep sticking to the standing orders. That is the point, Madam Speaker.
58.
Thank you. You will note, thank you. You will note that I do allow interjections to take place, but when it goes out of hand, we need to be more respectful of the decorum of the House. And I do note the Honourable Attorney General, the point that has been raised, and I would ask the honourable members to take that into consideration when making interjections. Thank you. The Honourable Minister, were you were interrupted at the point of time? Or the question has already been answered? Thank you. I now give the floor to the Honourable Joseph Abdullah Kibarata.
We all know that property development is very important for the economic development of the country. And the Minister keeps harping on the delay, time frames which are not honored. Can the Minister, my question will be in two parts, explain what would be the time frame for this type of development, high-rise building, to be processed? I know there are a lot of other things to be considered. What would be the time frame for this, for the application, for the approval of this building application? Secondly,
Thank you. You allowed only one question.
that's part of it. Part B. Just part B.
So it's not
It will
secondly.
be relevant. It's very relevant, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Since it is part B and
Yeah.
not secondly, I will allow the part
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Does the fire authority has the necessary equipment to service this type of buildings, and if also the water authority of Fiji has the necessary equipment to service this type of buildings? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Any other? Madam Speaker, the first one. This is the problem, they're not listening. I have made it very clear that wherever there is a straightforward application, it takes my department 20 working days to clear that application. Full stop. Okay? Next is the National Fire Authority issue. Yes. As I have said earlier on that we have got a stakeholders subcommittee, National Fire Authority is also part of that committee. So when we discuss in our meeting about high-rise building, we also consider all these facilities to be provided. And at the moment, my chairman of the National Fire Authority is away overseas. And by the end of this year, we will also have that tender that will look after the high-rise building. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much.